Now we have Mo with the new wizard build. You cannot see them. We call this the John Cena build. Let's see what he's cooking up.
And his name is John Cena!
Yeah! All right! Your time is now! Hell yeah, brother! The DMCA cooking. Thank you, Mo. Thank you for DMCA me twice. It is like the second video that... No, it's actually the third video that I watched from Mo that I'm gonna get a DMCA strike. Thank you. Oh, dude. Oh, he's not gonna cut. So basically, the concept of the build, they cannot see him while he's inside this, and for them to see him, someone has to go inside this radius for him to appear again, right? I feel like this is too OP. This gotta be nerfed, guys. I'm sorry. Yeah, this is like too OP, man. At least they should be able to see him on the minimap. It's like, in my opinion, is this. If he's gonna be permanently in invisibility, there needs to be a way to counter it, right? Or if he's always in invisibility, he gotta have a longer cooldown. Like, this is absolutely... They can on the map.
Hey guys, in this video I'm going to be sharing the strongest Battlegrounds PvP build that I've ever come up with on my channel. This build is extremely strong and it's for the Wizard class. I've actually taken the time to farm up all of the new Inferno 8 Essence for the Wizard, as you can see, and I've been testing all of them, and they're actually extremely powerful, especially this new Offhand Essence for the Ice Armor, which makes you invisible. From my testing, this one is really crazy, especially when paired with the Slow Time Helmet Essence, which you guys know I like to feature a lot on my channel, which is
get there 100% of time.
Spam skills. So this build isn't necessarily going to be the easiest build to play, but once you actually take the time to practice with it and master it, it's going to reward you with immense power. So let's jump straight in and go ahead and look over the skills. So for the skills, I'm using Slow Time, which is key for this build, as it's going to let you spam your skills. Then I'm using Ice Armor for the invisibility. I'm using Lightning Nova to give us a bit of extra damage. And then finally, I'm using Meteor, which you guys will see. Meteor is kind of one of the MVPs for this build, and it does a crazy amount.
I think it's going to be using the shoulders that's going to apply the pull in, right?
Of damage, and it has a crazy range, which I'll be showing in this video. And then for the primary attack, I decided to use Magic Missile simply because this has a bit more range than the Electrocute, and it's a lot safer to be cast from a distance. With this build, we won't be spamming primary attack all the time, but we do have the opportunity to kind of weave in a few primary attacks here and there to get a bit more damage. So let's go ahead and talk about the essence that I'm using. So I'm actually going to be using 4 new Inferno 8 Essence in this build. Let's go ahead and start off with the helmet. So with the helmet, this is term.
Listen, guys, they have to change this bullshit, man. Like, I know it's an ancient helmet, and I understand. Like, you want to make it fancy, but please, Blizzard, just put the name of the instance here. Or Splinter, like, I don't care. I don't care. That, like, it's so annoying. And whenever you save the build, it appears like Ord Splinter Spirits. Like, just change this, man.
This facade, it isn't very clear right now because I'm using an ancient helmet, but this is the same effect that you guys all know if you've seen my videos before. So this lets you basically spam your skills, and every time you press a skill, it's going to reset the cooldown of your other skills.
Very OP.
Really key essence to use for this build, as this will allow you to keep resetting the invisibility for your Ice Armor. For the chest essence, I've decided to use Coat of the Astrum. So this essence recently got nerfed, but it's still very good, and it also has the benefit of having a very high range and also able to strike multiple enemies. So for now, I'm still be using this one. There might be something better to use here, but I think from my testing so far, this is the best one to use. Next, for the shoulders, I'm using the Gravity Well, and this is one of the new essence for Meteor, and it reads that...
Oh, this is the big one. Look at this. Meteor also pulls all the nearby enemies at the location. Oh, dude. So it's like you drop the meteor and then They get sucked in.
Meteor pulls in nearby enemies at the location that it deals damage, triggering no more than once every 6 seconds. I found that the effect for this is pretty nice, especially in PvP. If you don't have this essence, then you can definitely use a different essence for Meteor. I've been experimenting and I found that the Staggerville Omen works just fine. So this is the one for Meteor that gives you 19% increased damage, and it also gives you Meteor cooldown on the awake.
No, I think in PvP, I'd rather have the pull-in. It's just more annoying.
Which is very nice. So I've kind of been
you spam it on the idle and it's so
but for
annoying.
now, just because this is the new essence, I've decided to stick with this one. Yeah. And I found the effect is pretty decent. Next, for the Pants essence, this is a key essence to use, the Binding Forces. This is an incredibly powerful essence in my opinion, and is what makes the build work. So this reads that Meteor empowers you, during which you call huge meteors to fall at the target location, and Meteor deals increased damage. And I'll quickly demonstrate how this works, but before that, let's quickly look at the skills here, just to read further what this does. So it
calls huge meteors, guys, huge. I like that.
It says, Meteor empowers you for 6 seconds, during which you call huge meteors to fall at target locations, dealing a huge amount of damage. And the other thing is that the damage of the next meteor within 3 seconds is increased by 20% up to a maximum of 60%. So this is huge. And then finally...
oh my god, so you can keep spamming this? Bro, like 6% more damage on top of like the huge damage? Wow. So maybe if you still... oh, okay, now I'm thinking. Maybe like the damage shoulders can be actually... yeah, because if you skip stacking these damage together with the shoulders, probably you're just going to be one-shotting everyone.
This wasn't enough. It reads that while empowered in battlegrounds, your field of vision will increase and meteor damage will be increased. As far as I know, this is one of the few essences in the game which increases your field of vision. The other one which comes to memory is the Demon Hunter Shadow Sight, which kind of does the same thing, but what makes this even more powerful is that it also increases the range of your meteor. So let's just have a quick demonstration of the range here. I'm going to stand all the way here. So you're going to press meteor once, and this is going to empower you, as you can see, and you can actually see how far I'm able to hit the dummy here. You can see even I'm going to move further away, and this is still hitting the dummy from all the way over here, which is completely crazy. And right now, since I'm playing PvE...
oh my god, what are we talking about?
The kind of FOV isn't zooming out, but if you play BGs, it's gonna...
the guy is in fucking like Zimbabwe, man. Like, oh my god, these are oceanic. It's an oceanic attack, man. It's like Europe from to USA. Wow.
Zoom out even further, which is completely crazy. But as you can see, even without pressing slow time, I'm able to spam this skill every second. I found that in BGs, this effect is extremely strong because you can actually hit enemies behind the choke points, and you can get a few kills like that. And even when they go back in through the checkpoint to heal, usually they know the distance that they need to stay at to be safe. But with this meteor, this is one of the few skills that can hit enemies from so far away. So they're kind of taken aback by how far you can hit them, and you end up killing them just by surprise since they're not used to this.
Actually, this can be a very good like free-to-play, build, because you're exchanging the teleport for the invisibility. Like that's a trade-off. But even if you don't like the invisibility, you can probably play with the teleport, right?
So this essence is extremely powerful, and I would definitely recommend you guys to try out this Pants essence once you find it. So moving on now.
Oh no! Because the teleport takes the shoulders and the pants slots. Oh, you can't. You can't, because you need these for the meteors.
Talk about the next few essences I'm using. This is kind of classic. I've gone for the Thunderbird's Bite just to get a bit more Lightning Nova damage, and it also reduces the cooldown of Lightning Nova to allow...
Really? Isn't like the Radiance better than these? I'll probably say yes.
You to have the higher uptime to be able to spam it. And then for the next essence, I went for the Trifling Piffle, which, as you guys know, it applies more Lightning Novas when you hit a shocked enemy. And the shock in this build is going to be coming from the Skybreaker set, which I'll talk about shortly.
Yeah, like the Trifling together with this one. The Radiant Spiles. Whenever your Lightning Novas deal a critical hit, you're going to be able to charge up a bolt that deals the extra damage. And these two they pair so well together, especially with the 2 pieces Skybreaker.
And then for the final few essence here, I'm also using 2 new Inferno 8 essence. So the Ossified
using this one
and this
to
is
boost
an
the
essence for
meteor.
slow time, which is very, very powerful. It reads that slow time increases the skill damage by 22.8% for 3 seconds, and this is going to increase the skill damage of both your meteor and also your lightning nova. So this is really, really good, and I believe that this essence will also be very useful in PvE. And then moving on for the last essence, like I said, this is the MVP of the build. This is what brings it all together, and this is the essence. This
seems very strong.
Armor, which reads that it grants.
So if you guys played World of Warcraft, do you guys remember whenever the mages, they could go invisibility, and it was insanely powerful to start the match in arenas, man. So the rogue was in stealth, the mage was in invisibility, the rogue saps, opens with a chip shot, and then they just do the opening. It was so powerful.
Invisibility, only revealing you if an enemy gets close. So let's also take a deeper dive just to look at this one. So it reads that Ice Armor grants you invisibility for 2 seconds, only revealing you if the enemies get close. So how this works is that it lasts for 2 seconds, but obviously with beneficial effect duration, it can last a little bit longer, but we don't have to worry about that because the spam build is going to allow us to keep refreshing it. So how it works is that if you press it once, you can see this gray circle here. And once enemies get within this gray circle, they can actually see you. But the downside is that even while you're invisible, I believe that they can see you on the minimap, and you also still take damage. Invisibility does not mean invincibility. You will still take damage from AoE attacks, and you'll still take damage from dots. So you have to be very careful and keep your range. And this is why
the range of the Skybreaker is not of that. No, that's not true, because whenever he was spamming, here, listen, look at here. Look at, that's not true. He's spamming the meteor, and look at here. He's applying the shock, the 2 pieces Skybreaker. That's not true.
You press it once, you can see this gray circle here. And once enemies get within this gray circle, they can actually see you. But the downside is that even while you're invisible, I believe that they can see you on the minimap, and you also still take damage. Invisibility does not mean invincibility. You will still take damage from AoE attacks, and you'll still take damage from dots. So you have to be very careful and keep your range. And this is why Meteor works very well, because it's a skill that allows you to stay at such a huge range while still being able to do damage. And then with the Lightning Nova, it will allow you to hit enemies even without aiming them. It kind of covers a huge amount on the screen. So this is why I feel like Lightning Nova is very powerful for this build. But talking more about this effect here, you have to be very careful with positioning your character, because like I said, you don't want them to come within this circle here. So a lot of times in BGs, you'll...
So whenever they enter the circle, do you lose the invisibility, or only the guy that is inside the ring actually gets to see you? How does it work? Does anyone try this? So if one single guy goes inside, do I appear for everyone? Only the guy inside. What the? Wow. Okay, that's insane. Oh boy, that's gonna be crazy. That's gonna be crazy.
See me kind of hug walls, because basically it makes the area of the circle half as much.
Today we are doing later on the Diablo 2 Act 4.
And it also, the enemies don't expect you to be kind of on the edge of the map all the time. So this will take a bit of practice to get used to, but once you get used to the positioning of this build, it's an absolute powerhouse. Another thing I would say is that you don't really want to be following your teammates when playing this build, because a lot of the time the AoE effects your enemies will be trying to hit, or your teammates, you might get hit in the crossfire. So always keep your distance
a lot of strategy
within reason, because like I said, Lightning Nova doesn't have infinite distance, and you will have to be kind of close range. And especially now with the nerfs, you do want to be a bit closer just to get the most amount of damage. But you'll find the balance once you are actually able to practice the build a bit more.
So set bonus I'll use for this: 2 pieces Skybreaker, 2 pieces Vitus, 4 pieces Augments. Or 4 pieces Vitus, 2 pieces Skybreaker, 2 pieces Banquets? Probably 4 pieces Augments. Let's see.
Let's move on now to talk about the sets I'm using. So like I said, I've gone for 2 pieces of Skybreaker. This has been nerfed slightly, but it's still very good, and it works very well with the Trifling Pitfall offhand to apply more of the Lightning Novas. Then I'm using 2 pieces of Vithus. This is kind of must-have, and it's going to allow you to have higher beneficial effect duration, and also
then 2 pieces Bearers, 2 pieces
uptime of slow time. So this is a must-have. And then finally, I've decided to go for 4 pieces of Feasting Barons.
4 pieces. 4 pieces of Baron. Damage done to all sources, 20% while suffering damage, loss of control. Huh. I mean, like, whenever you apply the Meteor for the first time on them, they're gonna get CC'd, right? So, as long as you're using these shoulders, you're gonna get the benefit from this 20%. But then, I don't think you're applying slow.
I've been playing around with this a bit. I found that this works.
I don't know, man. If this is applying burning effects, probably 2 pieces Barons, 2 pieces Augments, or even 4 pieces Augments probably is going to be better.
Very, very well. But if you don't have this, you could honestly change it for something else. Yeah. Maybe like 4-piece Grace would work fine. 4-piece Banquet if you have it. Just go for what you have. Next, let's talk about the legendary gems that I'm using. So there's a few options here, but my favorite to use are always Bloodsoaked Jade, Roiling Consequence, Colossus Engine, and also
MVP.
The Blood Flow. If you have all 4 of these gems, then you're going to be good to go. These gems are completely crazy. Obviously, they are 5-star gems, so I will be giving a few more kind of options for you guys to use if you don't have these. But another one which is good to use is also the Bottled Hope if you have it. So other than that, I'm using a few 2-star gems as well, which is Pain Clasp at rank 10 and also Spectre Glass at rank 8.
The problem with the 4 pieces Skybreaker and why it's not that great, especially on this build, is that with invisibility, you want to keep your distance. And in the 4 pieces Skybreaker, you have to be near the targets.
This works very well, especially with the Feasting Barons pack. And then finally, I've gone for Seeping Bile, just because I have this ranked up to...
the Spectral Glass, honestly, I feel like probably you can go, for example, with the Crimson Behelit. I think it'll be a better choice offensively and defensively.
Rank 9. Honestly, this can be replaced to something else. Maybe like Fervent Fang or Mornskull would be absolutely fine.
No! Fervent's... No! This is PvP, man! What? Fervent's Fang? What are we talking about? What is like... You have like Faltered Grasp, you have like Black Rose, you have Crimsons, you have like these utility gems that are like so powerful. Because like usually Wizard already has like very high damage. And I think personally adding a bit of utility will also be good for you.
Or even the 1-star gems, which work very well with this build that I've showcased in my PvE variant, which are the Entropic Well and also the Surging Sea. Let's move on to talk about the secondary stats, because I believe that this is very important. So the most important secondary stat for this build is Armor Pen by...
Even like the Starfire Shard, man. Bro, can you guys imagine Starfire Shard? You are from the other side of the map, you drop the Meteor, right after... There is another meteor coming in. Bro, the damage is crazy.
Everything else is honestly not that important. Armor Pen is extremely good with this build because if you play it correctly, you're going to be invisible. Obviously, armor is very important in other builds, but for this build, I would highly recommend Armor Pen. I've actually reset my Ivanfart Sanctum just to get even more Armor Pen, and I had this previously on Potency, but I decided to reset this, and I've got a level 44 Armor Pen just to get the most out of this. You guys will be able to see that my gems aren't super high. I mean, I've got a few rank 8s here, but they're mostly going to be rank 7.
Only rank 8, guys.
Only. Armor Pen, as you can see. So it's really important that you go for 2 blue rings as well and try and maximize your Armor Pen rolls. The only armor gem that I have is a rank 8 armor gem, which is why my armor is kind of low with this build, but that's absolutely fine. Once you get used to the build, the Armor Pen is going to kind of carry you through. And next, for the yellow gems, I would probably recommend you to go more for resistance than potency. Right now, I have it set up for potency, and it's okay. But the issue is that if you face a lot of like Crusaders, then you're going to end up getting stunned by the Judgment effect, and then you're going to be stuck in the stun for a really long time, and you won't be able to reapply your invisibility. So I'd probably recommend you to go more for resistance. It's just that I don't have too many resistance gems, but I might be splitting up the gems and trying to kind of reroll.
I mean, but honestly, maybe what he's saying, it's low. Yeah, 7,000 Armor Pen, it's low compared like with the big spenders, right? Maybe like where is that it's different. Like he's playing on a different like tier. You know what I'm saying? So
more into resistance, but like I said, the most important one you want to go for
Sergio?
is by far
you're not gonna rejoin.
Armor Pen. Let's go over the Paragon tree choice because I believe that is very important with this build. So I've actually gone for the Slinger tree setup for most of the games that I play. This might be a controversial choice because you will be extremely squishy playing with a build like this, but it does give you very high damage.
It actually makes sense. It can make sense because like if you played perfectly, you should never be spotted on, right? If your position is actually perfect and you played really, really well, you can go like almost like full DPS, right?
This is the one that you want to go for, but I actually do switch it out to the gladiator setup, which kind of looks like this. If I know that I'm in a higher resolution,
yeah, I really like these four. Okay, these four here are so crazy good, and especially if you're like so away, maybe you can even replace the uncontrollable and get this one for the attack speed. That you keep stacking it, and it's so good.
And it's mostly whales, and I have to play more of a support role. Then the cheat death is extremely useful, and I end up going for this one here. Yeah. But for most matches, I really do like the Slinger tree setup. What I would not recommend you guys is actually to play with the Brawler tree.
There's no reason to play the Brawler because you're not going to be brawling. You're not going to go and like be teleporting in the middle of them and all these things. Then we have the Warband room and all these things. How to have the slow time 100%. You just get like the affixes for the 2 out of 2. Okay, let's see these in action, guys. Let's see these build in action. That's what I'm curious. Is very notice my course. Okay, mouse cursor positioning is very important because that's where the meteor is gonna be landed. Okay, so I see what he's saying. Okay, I think it's like too much melee, but all right. Wow. So you actually have to aim. Okay, so there's like no Autobots. It's just you gotta aim the meteor. But you can spam. You were just spamming this, bro. The guy died. He didn't even know what the hell was going on. He didn't even know. The guy was so confused. Look at him. But I'll say one thing. You guys remember when there was like the Blood Knights meta and the Summons Demon Hunter meta that nobody, like, it was so OP for like 1 week because everyone, like, they saw the summons and they were like, what is this? What is this? Like, nobody knew how to play versus summons, okay? Because you just standed and like so many people just, oh, there's a summon. Okay, I guess I'm just gonna be near this summon and get cooked. But after 1 week, people adapted, people got used to the build, and the gimmick of summons went downhill, right? I feel, honestly, that this build is gonna be like extremely OP for like 1 week, maybe 2, and then people gotta learn how to play against it, and I don't think it's gonna be as efficient as it is right now. Wow, dude. Like, the fact that they don't know where he's at, they are so close. Bro, you also have to understand, most players, they did not even look at the mini-map, okay? That's just how it is. He's farming, boys. He's just farming. Wow. Wow. One-shotted. Wow. He's just farming. Okay, how is that guy still invulnerable? That's crazy. Yeah, he's just farming. Okay, he's gonna get caught. Yeah, okay. On this game, he's just gonna farm them. I want to see versus the high resins. How does he go versus high resins? He probably will have to play a bit more defensive, right? Bro, he can literally get like these meteors. Oh, he got caught. He got caught out of the invisibility. The miracles will end on Tuesday. It's always 1 week. Alright. Okay, why? Oh, he's waiting for the bandage. But I mean, like, with his range, he could play a bit more aggressive. He didn't have to wait so passively, though. He has a monk. He has a monkey behind him. Oh, look. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Look at he's cooking. He's cooking on the stairs. Look at the range. Oh, my God. Wow. Wow. He's not even near the stairs, man. Not even near. Wow, dude. Nah, this range is crazy. This is absolutely insane range. So you have the invisibility, and not only that, you have like this crazy range. But you cannot be as aggressive, right? You cannot engage. This is like a like backliner. You're just like absolutely backliner. If they engage on you, the thing is like how they gonna engage on you if they are not even seeing you, right? That's such a big problem. I kind of wonder, how does this work on the mobile? Can you guys aim like this far on the mobile, or is just like for PC? Because I wonder if you guys have this range. Because sometimes like these auto skills, right? It doesn't allow. They don't target like very well unless it's near. I wonder if the black hole can spot him or pull him in. Yeah, he can. As long as like he gets like caught by it, right? Monk can auto attack the. Monk can attack with the auto attack. What do you mean, Golfing? All right. Look at he's going for it, boys. He's cooking hard. Okay, now he got caught. He has the savior. He just needs to heal. Okay. So, yeah, the difference on this match is that he's playing, like, he's assisting, which is good, but he's a completely backliner. I feel like for a lot of players, especially free-to-play, this is gonna be, like, so much easier for you to play. With this being said, most likely, you're not gonna be able to output as much damage as he's outputting, just because you don't have like 7k armor pen and you don't have like as much resonance. But the fact that you can just be like spamming the meteors, doing constant damage all the time, pulling in all of these guys together every 6 seconds, it's really good value. This is like 800% value, man, on this build. I don't know, like, is it Lightning Nova? Yeah, the Lightning Nova is doing damage there. He's doing some damage there. The monk attacks automatically whenever you use. It's like you use an ability and he does like this slingshot. Yes, he does. This is the wizard I want, but I want to wait until I'm at the end of the Inferno. Maybe if you wait too much, Daniel, the build is gonna be nerfed. You know? I'm not gonna unban you, Sergio. I gave you another shot. I told you it was the last call. Have a good one, brother. He has more than 100% of time, even in yeah, he has. I mean, like, this is like you're just spamming all the time. You gotta have the slow time all the time. Yeah, so as long as you play like passively and you are in the back line, you're gonna be fine. I mean, like, this seems like a fun build to play. Let me drop a like. Go there and if you guys still didn't watch, drop him a like and a sub.